CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Najahe Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. We begin with a disturbing crime in Hialeah. A 13-year-old boy told police that he stabbed his own mother to death. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench has the details.
Hialeah Police Lieutenant Eddie Rodriguez calls this a heartbreaking story. He said it was 11:30 last night when a 13-year-old boy called 911 saying he had murdered his mother here at 211 West 79th Place. When officers got here, they say they found a 39-year-old woman who was dead in her second-floor bedroom apartment, and next to her in a crib was her 14-day-old baby girl, the stepsister of the suspect. We spoke with Lieutenant Rodriguez about this case.
He did not say why he did this. All he did was call 911 and advise what he did. From right now, what we're understanding is that no, there is no other calls. We're hearing from family that he was a good kid, honor roll student at school. There's no history of mental health. So right now, we're just trying to figure out why he did this. This is heartbreaking. I never would have imagined something like this, a 13-year-old child taking his mother's life. It's a very sad story.
Lieutenant Rodriguez said that the 13-year-old boy has been charged with second-degree murder. He said he was a student at the IMATTER Academy in Hialeah. Rodriguez also said that the father was a truck driver who was out of town on business and is now returning to Hialeah. In Hialeah, Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Well, another very hot day across South Florida. Taking a live look outside, you can't tell because it's a little overcast, but it felt more like summer than fall. But hang in there, changes are on the way. Next Weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler tracking it all.
We have a record high again today. Yep,
wow.
95 degrees today. That was before the clouds kind of moved in across the Miami area. So, yep, that breaks the old record of 93 set back in 1990. So that one's been standing for a little while. Now that heat advisory has just been canceled. The National Weather Service has canceled it for Miami-Dade. However, we're going to keep the Keys in it. That until 6 o'clock this evening. Temperatures down in the Keys could feel as warm as 112 degrees with the heat index down there. So it's still very, very steamy. Right now we're down to 91 after the high today hit 95. It's 91 in Homestead, 89 in Marathon. Key West now at 88 degrees, but add the humidity. What it actually feels like is 100. Same thing with Fort Lauderdale. So that's why the National Weather Service has decided to go ahead and drop that heat advisory. We are below the criteria now at this point. We have some showers that are moving from west to east across Collier County, moving into parts of Broward County this afternoon. These are small showers. We have a little bit of a disturbance running across the state, so that's why it's focusing the showers that direction. We'll see a few of them yet this evening, and then again tomorrow, the same type of situation. These little showers making their way from west to east across the area. Frontal system, waiting on that to come in. That will finally bring us some much cooler air. We're going to love that by next week, but for the time being, sitting in the steamy, very high humidity, showers and thunderstorms still possible. Not a high chance, but we do have a chance to pick up a shower or storm here and there. That's going to be the case again on Saturday. Saturday morning, very important because a lot of activities going on. You could see a passing shower in the morning and in the afternoon on Saturday. This is not going to be a completely dry day, but it will be a hot day and very humid. And even into Sunday, we still have a chance for showers and thunderstorms, especially across Miami-Dade and southern Monroe County and down in the Keys. So this is where the change comes. Not until Sunday afternoon. We're going to shut down that heat and humidity, bring in much drier air, and this is going to be some really nice stuff. A big change for us. A taste of fall here with temperatures dropping into the upper 50s to lower 60s. The inland areas out here around Pembroke Pines, Weston, you could find some lows by Tuesday morning in the 50s. There are going to be some folks walking the dog wearing puffer coats, I bet, when temperatures drop that far. The record low for Miami is 58 degrees, so we're actually getting kind of close to that as we move into the 17th day of October. Of course, the More Than Pink walk is going on Saturday. Tomorrow, we'll have some clouds out there, but there's also a chance for a shower, so keep that in mind. Maybe that'll help out with the temperatures, too. So here's your forecast. High tomorrow around 93 degrees, another record, and then much cooler and drier next week.
Local residents in Gaza returned home to find their neighborhoods destroyed. It was after massive airstrikes from Israeli defense forces. Many Palestinians are fleeing northern Gaza. Israel Defense Forces urge civilians to move south. The United Nations says 1.1 million people are impacted. Travelers stranded in Israel went to the country's main international airport. They're trying to get tickets out of Israel as the Israeli-Hamas war entered its 7th day. The Jewish community here in South Florida and around the world is on high alert today. The former Hamas chief called for supporters to flood the streets for a day of jihad. Thousands of U.S. citizens in Israel are trying to leave the region as soon as possible. Dozens of airlines have canceled commercial flights. Many Americans are hoping the U.S. government can arrange for a quick evacuation. CBS News Miami's Ian Lee joins us live from Tel Aviv, where air raid sirens have been sounding all afternoon. Ian, what is the government doing to help Americans flee Israel?
Yeah, Naja, you know, the American government has two priorities here. One is supporting Israel, but the second one is getting American citizens out of this country. We're told that there are about 20,000 Americans who have expressed interest in getting out of this country. U.S. officials say they're going to look at all sorts of options by land, by sea, by air. I can tell you, when we actually flew into Tel Aviv the first time, our plane was turned around because the pilot said it was just too dangerous to land, and that's something that pilots are going to face when coming into here. We've had air raid sirens go off twice today. So there is that situation. You know, one option is going across the border into Jordan, and that's what U.S. officials are looking at. But it is quite a complex situation here, a complex operation. There have been Americans, though, who have been criticizing the government, saying there's just not enough information about what the options are, and these are people who want to get out quickly.
Ian, describe what is happening in Gaza ahead of Israel's deadline to flee the area.
Yeah, that deadline is fastly approaching. The Israeli military telling roughly 1 million Gazans to flee the northern part of the territory south. That is a difficult task to do when there isn't a war. The infrastructure just isn't there to move that many people south, as well as to house them once they get there. A lot of people are deciding to stay put. Some have moved south. The UN is saying that this is going to be a catastrophe, that this just can't happen. The EU is saying the same thing as well. Now, there are places in Gaza where citizens, civilians can go for cover. These are UN schools. They're known by the Israelis, by the Palestinians, by the UN. They're designated safe zones. Hundreds of thousands of people have gone there, but they aren't enough to hold over 1 million people, and that's going to create a dangerous situation, as Israel says it's going to use significant force in the northern part of Gaza, likely to lead to a lot more casualties. Gazan officials are saying over 1,800 people have been killed so far.
Ian Lee, live from Tel Aviv. Thank you for your reporting. In Aventura, Florida Senator Rick Scott and the Consul General of Israel came together to stand in solidarity. They minced no words when speaking on the Hamas attacks, condemning the widespread violence.
Israel has gone to war. Israel has gone to war not against the Palestinians. Israel has gone to war against Hamas. Hamas are the ones who are in charge of all the civilian deaths and also of whatever is going on in the Gaza Strip.
He says he will continue to work with lawmakers, providing Israel with support. The Miami Dolphins are back in action this weekend at Hard Rock Stadium. Coming up, we take a look at the matchup against the Carolina Panthers. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. This weekend, a solar eclipse will be visible across portions of the United States. During the annual solar eclipse, the moon appears slightly smaller than the sun. Sky gazers are set to watch the action unfold tomorrow. But as CBS News Miami's Danya Backus shows us, protecting your eyes is essential.
A rare celestial show is coming to the sky, the Ring of Fire solar eclipse. Americans from Oregon to Texas will have a great view, but before gazing up, Experts say don't look directly at it without proper protection.
UV rays from the sun is very strong and can cause damage to the retina, which is a very sensitive area of the eyes responsible for visual acuity or sharpest point of your vision.
Dr. Annie Nguyen is an ophthalmologist with Keck School of Medicine at the University of Southern California.
You think like the darkest, pair of sunglasses can shield off most of these rays. Even the ones that are marked 100% UV protective, like sunglasses, are not safe for, looking at the sun.
There are special solar viewers or glasses needed to protect your eyes while looking at a solar eclipse. Make sure they are certified ISO 12312-2 and the glasses aren't expired or damaged.
Also check that the vendor selling the glasses is approved by the American Astronomical Society. Without the glasses or filter covering your eyes, the damage is potentially irreversible.
12 hours to a couple of days to really notice the damage, and there are no pain receptors on the retina, so you won't feel the pain either.
If you view this weekend's annular solar eclipse and notice a decrease in vision, dark spot, or color distortion, contact your eye doctor right away. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
We are now just 2 days away from the Dolphins' next game against the Carolina Panthers. Kickoff is set for 1 o'clock from Hard Rock Stadium. That's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Najahe Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.